The transport ship shuddered as it breached Earth's atmosphere, its hull scarred from years of rejection and wandering. Inside, Luna pressed her pale blue hands against the viewport, watching the clouds part to reveal sprawling cities below. Her luminescent eyes, which had once sparkled with hope across a dozen worlds, now held only cautious uncertainty. "They'll turn us away too," she whispered, her voice carrying the melodic accent of her people that once celebrated as the galaxy's finest artists and philosophers. That was before the plague of mindlessness swept through their colony worlds, turning their gift for empathy into a curse. The Galactic Council had declared them too dangerous, their telepathic abilities potentially spreading the neural infection. World after world had refused them entry. Cameron stood beside her, his hand resting on the cold metal wall. As the ship's human liaison officer, he'd watched 17 different species plead for sanctuary over the past 2 years, only to be rejected by every major civilization in the known galaxy. The Kaleri refugees numbered just 300 now, all that remained of a species that once numbered in the billions. "Earth is different," Cameron said, though he'd learned not to make promises he couldn't keep. Luna turned to face him, her expression unreadable to most humans. But Cameron had spent enough time with the Kaleri to recognize the mixture of fear and fragile hope. "You've said that about every world," she replied softly. "The Viridians said they valued all sentient life. The Thoraxians claimed to honor ancient bonds. Even the Crystalline Collective, who feel no disease, turned us away because we made their trade partners uncomfortable." Cameron couldn't argue. He'd been there for each rejection, had watched Luna translate the crushing news to her people in their liquid, flowing language. He'd seen children, or what passed for children, among the Coeri learn that the galaxy had no place for them. The communications panel crackled to life. "Refugee Transport 7 Alpha, this is Houston Command. You are cleared for landing at Sanctuary Station Delta. Medical teams and humanitarian coordinators are standing by. Welcome to Earth." Luna's breath caught. "They're letting us land." "They're welcoming us," Cameron corrected, allowing himself a small smile. The landing was smooth, and as the cargo ramp descended, Luna expected to see armed guards or hazmat-suited officials maintaining a clinical distance. Instead, the first person to board was a middle-aged woman in casual clothes, wearing a bright smile and carrying a tablet. Behind her stood dozens of humans, volunteers, translators, medical professionals, all waiting not with suspicion, but with genuine curiosity and warmth. "I'm Dr. Sarah Chen, with the Earth Refugee Integration Program," she said warmly, her eyes meeting Luna's without fear or disgust. "We've prepared temporary housing for your people while we arrange more permanent accommodations. We have medical staff who've studied your species' biology with your permission. Of course, and translators ready to help with the transition." Luna felt her telepathic senses reaching out instinctively, something she'd learned to suppress among other species who found it intrusive. But Dr. Chen didn't flinch or recoil. She simply continued speaking. "We know your people can sense emotions," Dr. Chen said. "Some of our staff have even volunteered to work with you specifically because of that. They think it might help build trust faster. But if you'd prefer to keep that ability private, we respect that too." Over the following weeks, Cameron watched the transformation. The Kaleri settlement expanded from temporary prefab structures to something resembling a real community. Human volunteers worked alongside Kaleri refugees, building not just homes but relationships. Luna found herself teaching art classes to curious human students, her people's famous ability to capture emotion in physical form, becoming a bridge between species rather than a source of fear. One evening, Cameron found Luna standing on a hill overlooking the settlement, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of orange and purple. "On Calo Prime, our home world, the sunsets were green," she said as he approached. "I thought I'd never feel at home anywhere else. And now," Cameron asked. Luna was quiet for a moment, her empathic senses reaching out to the community below, humans and Kaleri working together, laughing together, building something new together. "Now I think home isn't a color or a world. It's a feeling, acceptance, safety, hope." The Galactic Council sent a formal inquiry, Cameron mentioned. "They wanted to know why Earth was risking contamination by accepting you." "What did your leaders say?" Cameron smiled. "The Secretary General told them that humanity knows what it's like to be cast out. We've turned away our own people for differences. We didn't understand religion, appearance, beliefs. We've made those mistakes before, and we swore to learn from them. If the galaxy wants to repeat history's cruelest chapters, Earth will stand apart." He paused, looking at the settlement. Besides, we told them that any species wise enough to value empathy and connection is exactly the kind of neighbor we want. Luna felt tears forming in her eyes, a trait her people shared with humans. The galaxy cast us out because we felt too much, connected too deeply. They saw our empathy as a weakness, a danger. Maybe that's exactly why you belong here, Cameron said. Humanity's still learning that our differences aren't weaknesses. Having people who feel deeply, who understand others instinctively, that's not something to fear. It's something to celebrate. Below them, the settlement glowed with warm lights. Children, both human and Kalari, played together in the twilight, their laughter carrying on the evening breeze. The galaxy had cast out the Kalari, declared them unwanted and unsafe. But humanity had learned, however imperfectly, that sanctuary wasn't just about opening doors. It was about opening hearts. And in that small settlement on Earth, beneath alien stars that were slowly becoming familiar, Luna finally understood what it meant to be truly home. The galaxy had cast them out, but humanity had given them something far more precious than mere shelter. They had given them hope, dignity, and a future. They had given them sanctuary.